Hello, hello, hello. Well, we will start. I'm really appreciate for your time, and I see that we have a lot of great friends, installers from different countries. It's very good, very good. As I see, you have some installers have a problem with the sound, with the voice. If you have some trouble with it, please text minus in the chat. If it's okay, then we will start with it. I'm sure that it should be okay. Yes, it's one. Okay, please, guys, if you have a good sound, please make a plus. We will just check if some people have a good. Yes, sound is good. Sound is good. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, if you have some problem with it, try to make reconnect to the platform. Maybe it's a reason for it. Okay, and what we will talk about today. The first question, we will have three different parts of our webinar. It's an independent part. The first one, it's about i3 Pro application. It's about i3 Pro platform with application, server, and studio. The second part, it's about KNX home server application, platform, and we will talk about the use in this product, etc. And the last one, it will be about iRidium P7 tablet. And it's not about something new. I think it will be just an overview. And of course, the main reason for this webinar today, it's what is the new we have in our platform for the last quarter. And today we have at the end, January end, but we will talk about the last quarter, like a Q4, with the news in our products. And of course, I think that you have some experience with our platform, because it's not about some marketing things. All of this about news, about how we can use it in your project, how you can improve it, etc. Well, let's start. I think it will be interesting time. Webinar rules. Write question along the way. Answers will be given at the end of each block. Please text all questions what you have. I think we will have some time for it. The duration of each block is 30 minutes. Only 30 minutes, it's okay. The webinar will be recorded, of course, but the block of the question and answers will be held online only and will not be recorded. Therefore, stay with us online and learn all the details. The next one thing, for all questions, please contact us to contact@iridiummobile.ru. Okay, let's start. Changelog. Where can I find the latest data? Where to find a changelog? You can use our website, iRidium.com, on English language, and we can use section download. And here, for i3 Pro, we have a changelog for our platform. As you can see here, we have a changelog, and today we release a new version of iRidium setup, but we will talk about previous setup, and I will show you all in this setup. Okay, the first things, and of course you should use a new version of Studio. How you can check it? You have Studio, help, about, and here we have iRidium environment 1.3.24. Of course, today it will be 1.3.25, but for now we will talk about this version. Okay, what news? One moment, the first new native drivers, the Sonos, TION, Domintell with Golden Gate WS, and AV custom WebSocket. What is the Sonos? Of course, I think you know what is the Sonos. We have a lot of experience with this driver. Of course, it was a GS driver, a lot of different versions of it, and I think some integrators have not so good experience with the GS, of course. And now we have a Sonos driver. It's a native driver. Here we have a Sonos project for demo project. How I can check it? Well, in our changelog, I can just use a searcher, Sonos. And as you can see, driver Sonos, the Sonos group driver, blah, 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 link. Well, if I will use this link, I have documentation, a link to documentation in our wiki site. And here we have some examples. Example Sonos. It's a project which I have here in Studio. And as you can see in script editor, we have two scripts, but I mean I can delete it. It was in my computer, but in your examples it will be empty. And this player still works. Well, it's a native Sonos device with the Sonos groups, two different native drivers. The first things about that we work with the static IP for Sonos. Usually you can use Sonos in dynamic IP, but for this version available static IP only. But we have a plan about improvement this driver, and after that we will use UID for Sonos player, and you can use it like a native application. And one more thing, part of the functionality is not available here because it is not covered by the official API. Unfortunately, official API has some limitation about function, like some interesting things about playlists, etc. And it means that here we use certification, I mean approved API only. It means that it will be supported with all problem with when it will be changed or after update, etc. Well, for now it's a native driver. Another one driver which we have, it's about another driver, TION. TION, it's about climate hardware, and we have a TION. This driver works via cloud Magic Care TION.ru. It's a hardware with a breather, with a downforce thermostat, conditioner, and 10 clever. If you know about this hardware, I think it will be interesting for you, because early it was impossible for integration. For now, it's possible for integration climate hardware. And as you can see here, we have a script editor and no script file here, just only native driver. Another one, it's about Domintell Golden Gate WS. Golden Gate, I just can make a new panel project. And of course, I can use a scanner for Domintell. This is old scanner for UDP, but now Domintell has a new IP router, IP gateway for Domintell bus, which works with a WebSocket. Actually, it's a more reliable path to integrate. And WebSocket, we can use it and use some scanner for it. Or you can add it by manually, the same way, Domintell. And here again, you can use TCP, UDP, or WebSocket again. And of course, if you have some question about how it will be available, you can use our changelog, and here just a Domintell. Yeah, Domintell scanner has a link. And you will have some documentation about Domintell, about command, about settings, etc. All of this available here. Okay, the next question, the next point of view is AV Custom WebSocket. Of course, I think this news very important for integrator who can work with a GS, because this is GS driver for AV equipment, and early you use it with a TCP driver, but for TCP it has a lot of different over work with some methods about how we can use some authentication methods, etc. And now it's just some driver in AV Custom, like additional transport for WebSocket here. And for now, you can use WebSocket for it. And for example, we have, for media device Samsung TV series the 2 years ago. And as you can see in my studio, I have it in Smart TV, and in script editor we have this driver, device WebSocket. Okay, it was about new native driver, but of course not about only native. We work with our drivers and we work with improvement of it. And in this year, KNX driver is a focus for our in our efforts. And for KNX, we have a tag update poll status token is added. What it means? Again, I can use our changelog and use KNX tag update. What is it? Early, if you have a big KNX installation, for example, without server, and when you start your application, you have some delay between start, when you start with the pool of the bus, request all statuses, and you have some pause, some delay when your visualization will be ready to control. And of course, it was a very strange thing for your end user when he just look, okay, I now hear status just light is turned on, but actually it's not true, because we have, after some delay, a real status from this lamp. Well, for now, you can use tag update status. It means that we have a start of the requests. I mean, when we start our driver and start the pool, we have a 1 in this tag, but after that, when we have all status updated, we have a 0 here, and it means you can show for customers some pop-up with some messages and something like this. Okay, we have a new commands for ER emitters is added. Well, for HDL driver, HDL has a new ER emitter, some commands for that, and for now we have support for operation code here, and it has some here control, and we can use it in our studio. All of this available in new version. Larnitech scanner is added. Well, we work with Larnitech. I think it's not new, but for now we can use a scanner for Larnitech. For example, scan Larnitech, and we can use IP address, port, and key for API. Another one function, HTTP custom digest authentication is added. Again, the same way here. Digest authentication. Here we have documentation about it, and you can use it in your project. Because early it was impossible to connect to some cloud service which has digest encryption or credentials. Okay, the next then it's import of Beckhoff ADS streamcad is added, and again here we have a new scanner like a TwinCut, and we can add our some file from TPY, and after that we can use it in our Beckhoff ADS driver. Zwave support for fan mode, fan states tapes is added. It's our own driver because our native driver with a real port, you can use for it Z-Wave chip inside our UMCC3, or you can use your Z-Wave stick, and after that you will have control, the direct control to the equipment, to Z-Wave equipment without gateways like Home Center from Fibaro or Vera or something like this. Well, and another one, it's IMX single bip. For now, you can use when you have some when importing a TP4 project, you can use some to choose to add not add single beep sound when importing TP4 project into the studio. Because early, if you have some settings about single beep inside TP4, it was very hard because you should change this function in all controls in your project manually. I think it was a very bad idea. Okay. It was all about drivers. But now, what about improvement to speed up project development? With a new studio, we have a new approach. For now, time to time, we have some meter about how long you make an ordinary project. And we try to improve it. We try to improve the speed up project development. And we have some little improvements in our product. The first one, pie chart from the studio. Of course, you can use it in our studio in GScript. It was available early, but for now you can use it in the studio. Just choose a pie chart, and it's all. Here we can make some chart section 1, for example, token, just to show you some time, hour, and another one section will be with the blue, and here we will use project token, time, for example, seconds. Let's try. Just setting up an emulator. For now, we have a second, but why? Oh, what is it? In another screen. One moment. I have my emulator. Yes, okay. Yeah, just a clock. You see. Okay. Just little bit pause about question, because I have a lot of this. Are you recording as I need to leave? Yes, we recorded it. As I said, we will have record for it without QA session. Feedback, okay, about feedback, it's okay. Interval updates, is this on tag base on general? In general, which I think when I would be flapping a lot of time, I guess. Interval update, what is it called? Please make it clear about it. Do you have drivers for both amplifier? Not ready. As I know, we work with both via GS driver, but in native part we haven't it. Alex, it's about the KeyNix new tag. This is general tag, yes, it's a general tag, and it can be a lot of time. Yeah, interval update, KNX tag update, yes. It's a general tag, and it means that when you start the pool, it's just a 1. When it ended, it will be 0. When you have, for example, 1,000 group addresses in your KNX, I think you will have some big delay for start project. Of course, you can use a server. In this case, you will haven't this delay, because the connection between KNX between our server and panel, it works with Ethernet, and it means it's very fast up, and you start it. Okay, let's start. We'll follow to next then. Hotkeys in the studio. Oh, very interesting question, because sometimes we have a question in our support, blah blah blah, how we can improve it. And actually, we have in our wiki documentation, we have a page about it, how it can be used. Just i3 Pro. Oh, I just have a Russian page. 1 moment. Yeah, for now it's English. i3 Pro, iRidium Studio, and iRidium Studio says hotkey. As you can see here, hotkey. And here we have description about all hotkeys in the studio. Well, but what new hotkey we have now? The first one, it's about Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V in the project. For example, if you have a Sonos here, I just Ctrl+C on main page and use my new project, Ctrl+V, and it's all. I have a main page here, of course, without any relations with the real driver, because here I haven't driver for this project. but sometimes it's very useful for graphic part. The next one, it's Shift plus F2. Here, Shift plus F2. In the workspace to insert text on all states of an item. Well, for example, here on my page, I have a button, just delete. I have a button, and here I have a status. For example, for off, I will use some text off, of course, with another font, with a some size. All this here, okay, off. And another status for on. Again, for example, on, some fonts with some size on. As you can see, of course, I can change this text if I just remark this button, just push F2, and for now here I have the text off. I can use it off, 1, okay, or I can use here on 2, okay. But what if I want to use, if I want to check 2 different statuses? I just Shift F2, and as you can see, we have this here button, all states, and we can change it, all. And as you can see, here we have all on both states. Okay, another one, Win Edit Box, edit support for selecting text using hotkeys. It means if you have some visualization on Windows machine, in this case, you can, one moment, here. Yeah, you can use text area, text editor, and for now it's available for hotkeys like Shift plus Home, Home and Shift plus arrows. And you can mark some text, select it, and copy and paste the paste. Win System Menu, edit setting for changing client window orientation, portrait on or landscape. Well, sometimes you have some project. I just show you iRidium client. You have some project which has orientation like vertical, but if you want to use a Windows on mobile phone, it can be rotate automatically, because in mobile phone we have it orientation in the system, but sometimes we have a Windows machine with a display, with a touch, and we will have like this. As you can see, it's not good solution for the customer, of course. And if I want, I can use these things. Just use a system menu. Here I have a Russian language, but I think it's not a problem. And use window, change orientation. After restart this project, the orientation will be changed. Yeah, I hope it's clear. Early it was available only for emulator. For real client, it was not possible.